Hello, my stamping friends. Happy Thursday. It has been 2 weeks since I have been live with you because I got an injury last week. So last week I was getting ready for my live. Usually I am designing the morning of. That was true today too. And I actually have a surprise for you at the end of the video. That's why I'm a few minutes late. But last week I was designing for this class. I got everything done and ready. I had it all set up in here to do my video. And then last Thursday, my parents were also flying into town. So I was going to have to leave for the airport shortly after the video. So I was getting dinner ready in the crock pot, finishing up some cleaning. And I opened a can of beans to put it in my soup. Our can opener has been really not working great recently. I don't know if there's something wrong with it, but it will leave like an edge connected to the can on both sides. It just like gets stuck somewhere in the middle. So I was taking precautions and being very careful not to lift up the lid of the can with my fingers, and I was using a spoon, but somehow it still popped into my thumb. It was bleeding for quite a while. It took me like 2 hours to get it to fully stop. I had to run to the store and get some, it's called New Skin. It's like a liquid Band-Aid. I had to hold pressure on it and ice for quite a while, and finally it stopped. I did not go get stitches. It is healing well. I'm back to doing dishes, which I'm sure the rest of my family appreciates, but I kind of enjoyed that break from that for a few days. My husband was kind enough to go get my parents from the airport, so I didn't have to. And it was just a really crazy day. So I could obviously not do my live when I was having to hold my thumb up in the air and try to stop bleeding. But the cards were really cute, and some of you still ordered the card kit, which I really appreciate, and I hope you love putting them together. I have some more really cute cards for you today. So I'm excited to share those with you. In case this is your first time watching me, my name is Rachel Trout. I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 12 years. And every Thursday, unless I injure myself, I come live at about 12 p.m. Arizona time. Right now we're on Mountain Time. And I share a free card class with you that anyone can watch. And then I post them on YouTube, so I know some of you are watching this over there later, and that is great. Whenever you join in to watch, make sure you say hi in the comments and let me know you're here. I always draw winners from the comments each week to win the cards that I make, and then I send them to 3 of you. And I'm excited to say that I am almost caught up with that. I sent out a bunch yesterday. Most of you, I have your addresses, so most of them, it's a surprise. And some of you that are loyal watchers and commenters all the time are getting more than one, so that it will be fun, happy mail for you. So make sure you're commenting and interacting, and you can be one of those fun winners who gets the happy mail. I also offer the card kit with your order each week. So if you shop with me now through Tuesday, January, what will that be? 28th, I think. And you spend more than $40 before tax and shipping, I send you the card kit to make the 3 cards that we're doing here today. If you spend more than $50, I double the cards, so you get 2 of each. And then since it's celebration, if you spend more than $60, you will earn a celebration reward. Now today on our cards, we're going to actually use 2 of the rewards that you can get for free with $60. We're going to be using these purple adhesive backed sequins. So if you spend more than $60, you can add those to your order and use them on your cards. Otherwise, you can pick any pretty sparkly embellishment, and that'll look great. We're also using this Fresh Freesia seam binding ribbon. This is free with a $60 purchase also. So you have a couple options here. We're actually going to color this ribbon today because the color in the paper that I'm using is Petunia Pop. I think as is, it looks fine. You could use Fresh Freesia. You could also use, we have a Petunia Pop ribbon. So if you have this in your craft room, you could use this, or you could add this to your order. Or if you want both the ribbon and the sequins for free, you can spend $120 and get both of them. So lots of options. All right, let's flip the camera down and take a look at what we are using today. I think you are going to love these cards. I love the bundle we're using today, but I love the paper even more. And I'm going to be honest, these purple adhesive back sequins are my favorite celebration reward this year because I love purple. I kind of showed them to you before. They are not actually all purple. So we were talking about this in our team group recently. And my team leader said, maybe they're just running out of names. So they're not all purple. I don't know if the colors are listed somewhere. I believe these are Berry Burst and these are Fresh Freesia. But these are pink and these are kind of an iridescent white. So, and actually these can be used with lots of different colors. I think they go well with the Petunia Pop we'll be using today. I've also used them with Melon Mambo, which is more of a pink. So, love, love, love these sequins. And I love their colors. So today we're going to be using the Hugs for Love bundle. And I realized as I was setting it down in front of the camera today, I've been calling it the Hugs and Love bundle. So that is incorrect. It's the Hugs for Love bundle. It includes this stamp set and it includes this punch. A lot of times Stampin' Up! Has been naming the punches and the stamp sets the same, but this one actually has a different name. This is called To the Point Label Punch. It is an awesome shape for different sentiments. And it makes me think that when we get to the time for the discontinued list, they may discontinue the stamp set, but keep the punch around. That's what the name makes me think, since they're different. And I think a great label punch is always awesome. And then the cool thing about this bundle is there is actually a second stamp set that coordinates with it. Let me see if I can find it here. Here we go. It's called Bright Borders. And so it has even more borders that fit inside of that punch and more sentiments and little images. So if you like this bundle and this punch, you could also buy this stamp set and it would coordinate really well with it. Now, the reason I have my catalog here today, besides showing you that stamp set, is I wanted to show you the projects that are featured in here. Do you ever use your catalog for inspiration when you are crafting? I love using the catalog for this, and actually all three cards that we're making today, I pretty much copied straight from this picture right here. So I will kind of show you that as we go along. Actually, maybe I'll get the cards out now and show you, and then we'll put the catalog away. I see Laura's here watching. Hello, Laura. Thank you for joining me today. Laura, you're in Florida. Was it cold by you when that snow came through? I cannot believe some of the places that's been snowing this week. It has been colder here too. We've had a couple nights where we've had a freeze. And today it's really windy, but no snow here. One time since I've lived here, I have seen a few little flurries in the air, but that is it. Okay, our first card today is going to copy this one. And we are using the Cute as Can Be Designer Series paper today. I don't know if you guys have seen this paper. It was part of the scrapbooking release this time, but I love this paper so much. It is recolored from the bee paper that we had last year. I should have grabbed it. There's a new stamp and die bundle with more bees and hexagon dies, which are really, really cute. But the paper is the star of the show. And of course, there is a scrapbooking workshop kit you can get with this paper, or you can buy it separately. I bought both because I just love it that much. Then we have this card. So this copies this design. Instead of doing stamping, I use some of the paper. And then this one is a little treat bag, but I kind of used that design for the center of my card. So use your catalogs for inspiration. It is a great place to find projects that are designed by people who do that for their job. So their designs are good, right? Okay, we're going to start with this one today. And I have all my pieces here in my envelope. So if you order and get a card kit, that's exactly how yours will come too. everything split up for you. For this one, I have a pool party card base. It's just a normal size card, 5.5 by 8.5. And then we'll fold it in half. You know what? I've been doing lots of cleaning out. I have not come across my bone folder yet, but if you have a bone folder, that helps you crease and fold your cards really nicely. Maybe one of these days I will find it. Okay, so I have used the punch that comes in this bundle to punch out 3 basic white shapes, and then I've punched 3 from the designer series paper. So I love the patterns and the colors in this paper. I hope you do too, because you're going to be seeing more of it around here. The bees are so cute. It is great for Valentine's Day, but also just anytime you want to send a card to somebody you love. Isn't that cute? Love, love, love those bees. Okay, so we're going to do some stamping on the white ones. 2 of them are going to get a heart. So there's a couple different hearts in this stamp set. We're going to use this one, and I'm going to use my Bubble Bath ink. And like I said, 2 of them are going to get the heart. And you can make this label go either way. So you can put the points on the sides, or you can put them up at the top. We're going to do up at the top for this card. And again, I just copied the design out of the catalog. So I used different colors, different papers. Woo! Throwing my stamps around today, but the same idea. Okay, then for this third one that I got ink on, we'll flip that over. We're going to use one of the frames that comes in the stamp set, and I love that it has hearts in the points. I think that's really cute too. And I have my Pool Party ink here. So these colors are just taken from the designer series paper. And you can, if you were doing this on your own at home, you can always stamp first and then punch after. But either way is fine. And then for our sentiment, we're going to use Petunia Pop. Now there is a Valentine's sentiment in the stamp set. We'll be using it on our last card, but all of the other ones are just great for sending cards in general. Sending you a big hug. You make me smile. There's one that says lots of hugs and kisses. So they're great for just sending cards to cheer people up. Okay, now we're going to kind of lay these out on our card, and you can do this. I would recommend doing this first so you can kind of see where you want things to land and where you need to place them. And you can overlap wherever you want or tuck some under. You just have to be careful when you're adhering things that if you are tucking something over or under, you layer it correctly. And then the sentiment, I'm going to pop up it with dimensionals at the end. So I've kind of got my other pieces laid out here. And I'm just going to adhere them with my Stampin' Seal Plus, which I meant to grab a refill for when I came in here, but I didn't. So we'll see if it lasts or if I have to go grab one. Hopefully I have a refill. I forgot to check that before I placed my last order. I know I'm getting low because I've been making lots of cards. And if I run out of my seal, I'll have to resort to liquid glue, which you probably know. Liquid glue and I do not particularly get along, so that wouldn't be a good situation, but that would be a good excuse to place another order, right? I don't need too much of an excuse for that. Okay, this one will go up here. And then this one we're going to add with dimensionals. If you are watching, tell me what was the top thing you put on your last order. For me, I had to order a few things for my card club. And I, of course, wanted to get up to the celebration reward. So I bought the Friends of the Ocean bundle, which I am really excited about. I have been getting the pieces of that suite one by one, and I finished off with the bundle. Okay. I was looking for all my pieces here. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Now, this ribbon is fresh freesia, but we are going to do some coloring to make it match our petunia pop. I think the fresh freesia would look fine. It's kind of in between the petunia pop and the bubble bath, but it is also fun to color your ribbon. And this is such a light color that if you're using another cool color like a darker pink, a blue, a darker blue, a darker purple, I'm just kind of getting an idea of how much I'll need here. I'll cut this off. You can use our Stampin' Blends markers to color this ribbon. So I like to use my dark when I am coloring ribbon. So this is my dark petunia pop. And I am just going to do this on a piece of scrap paper so I don't make a giant mess. And you use the brush end. Now it does take a little bit to dry, not very long, but you can get messy fingers if you touch it immediately. Since they're alcohol markers, it dries pretty fast, but this can be a messy process, so just watch out for that. And this ribbon takes the color really well. I colored it with Blueberry Bushel for a card a few weeks ago, and that was really pretty also. So just because it's fresh freesia, if you don't like that color, it doesn't mean you won't like the ribbon, because you can make it different colors. I was thinking shaded spruce would color nicely on this ribbon. I'm trying to think what other colors we have. I'm looking back at probably any of the darker blues, pinks, or purples, or greens. Yellow wouldn't work too well to cover a purple. And I tried Pool Party the other day, and it made a pretty color, but it didn't look like Pool Party. So it has to be a darker color, but you can cover up the fresh freesia pretty easily. All right, tying bows has been a little bit of a challenge with my injured thumb, mostly because the Band-Aid's in the way, not because my thumb hurts anymore, which is good. All right, and then we'll trim the edges off. I had a little bit too much there, but that's okay. All right, then I'm going to add this with a mini glue dot. We'll just put that on the corner here. And then I'm going to use some of the pink sequins for this card. And just add a few in here. And I don't know what pink this is, but I think it really goes well with the bubble bath. It may be bubble bath. It may be Pretty in Pink. Who really knows? That's what I love about these sequins. They take on different tones when you put them with different colors. All right, there is our first card. Isn't that really cute? I just love, 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 love this paper. Okay, I'm going to stick it in the envelope for one of our lucky winners. So we'll put that off to the side. And next we're going to do this one. So this paper used to be, it was the color Sweet Sorbet was the red that was in there. I'm trying to think what else. I think there was still Pool Party. It's just the Petunia Pop and the Bubble Bath that are different colors. It was Sweet Sorbet and a different pink, I'm thinking. But it was really cute. So this one we have a Petunia Pop card base. It is 5.5 by 8.5, folded in half again. And then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper that is 3 1/4 by 5. Now you will notice on these cards and some others I'm going to show you, I didn't use too many of the Old Olive patterns. I know they had to have a green in there for some of the flower patterns or the flowers that are in there. Old Olive isn't my favorite, especially this paper, so I didn't really gravitate towards those patterns, but I love the rest of the paper. Okay, for my sentiment, I have a little piece of white here that is 3/4 by 2 1/4. And we're going to use our Petunia Pop ink again. And this time the sentiment says, "You make me smile." And I'm going to cut a banner on one end, so I am stamping closer to the left side. My Petunia Pop ink pad is super juicy. I was going to show you this last week because I used this color on one of the flowers. For the sentiments, it's not too bad, but the flower was just looking kind of blotchy. So I actually took a paper towel and soaked up some of the ink in the ink pad because sometimes when they come from Stampin' Up, they are really, really full of ink, and it's almost too much ink. So you can do that. You can take a paper towel and soak some of it up, and that did help some. All right, I'm just cutting that end to a banner. And now we're going to have a little piece of ribbon behind it, and I don't think my extras from the last time were quite long enough, so we will cut another piece here. And like I said, you can leave it. You can use a different ribbon. Could use the Petunia Pop ribbon. But I am going to color because I think it's fun to make your ribbon match your card. So I have my dark Petunia Pie again. Another thing you could do with this is you could make it more of like an ombre ribbon and color some of it and leave some of it the fresh freesia. You could use the light Petunia Pop marker also to get more variation. I am just coloring with my dark to make it quick because I would be a perfectionist about making an ombre ribbon and it would take me way too long, but I do think that would be pretty. Okay, so for a ribbon, I just want to fold it back and forth. And then when I do this, I usually lay down a line of the Stampin' Seal Plus to kind of help hold it in place. It won't work completely. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of the sentiment and put that over the top. And when you're covering up ribbon, I usually add extra dimensionals. Like I probably normally wouldn't put 3 on here. 2 would do it, but that third one will help hold it in place. So there's that. And then I have fussy cut this bee from the Designer Series paper. So that is really cute. I didn't want to make you watch me. Want to make you watch me do that. Did that make sense? Can't talk today. So I did that ahead of time. So we will add the little bee right there. And then this time we're going to use some of the darker sequins. I'm pretty sure they are Berry Burst, but for this card, they will match our Petunia Pop pretty well, don't you think? This is still my first package of the sequins that I've been using, surprisingly, but I will not tell you how many packs I have ordered as my free reward because it is my favorite reward this year. All right, so there is our second card. Let me know what you think of this one. Sweet and simple, very sweet. I love that paper. Okay, that one's going in an envelope too for a lucky winner. And now we are on to our third card. Now this one is a Valentine's Day card, but if you don't want a Valentine's Day card, you can pick one of the other sentiments. Like this, "You Make Me Smile" would fit in this little label also. So it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day if you don't want it to be. Okay, for this one, we have a thick, basic white card base, same size as the others, 5.5 by 8.5. And we'll fold that in half. I did score it, but it does not want to line up there. There we go. All right, my task is going to be to find that bone folder, I think. All right, next we have a piece of the Designer Series paper that is 5 1/4 by 4. And I don't know, I just love all of these patterns. It is hard to decide which one you want to use next because they're all great. All right, so that goes down here. Then I have a piece of Bubble Bath that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and another piece of the Designer Series paper that is 3 by 4. And I'm going to be a little more sparse on my adhesive so I don't run out. We've almost made it. Okay, for this one I need a longer piece of ribbon. And again, you could just leave the fresh freesia, but I'm going to color it because it is fun to match. And it does not take that long. All right, we'll move that out of the way, get our scrap paper back in here. And our dark Petunia Pop Stampin' Blends marker. And we'll just color this ribbon. Now you can do this with any of our white ribbons also, or any ribbon that is light colored. I've seen it done with our black and vanilla checked ribbon. The silver and white ribbon that's kind of sheer, you can do it with that too. It looks really cool. And then you can get different colors to match your project, which is a lot of fun. So if you are thinking about the Stampin' Blends markers for coloring, don't forget that they also have some other uses like coloring ribbon. Oh, and when I'm done coloring the ribbon, let me show you one more thing you can do with the Stampin' Blends markers. I don't know if I showed this a few weeks ago, or I don't know. I think, oh, I showed this in my new catalog kickoff group. So you can kind of flick it against the lid and you get those little speckles. I don't know if you can see that. So you can add some texture to your projects too. Lots of fun things you can do with the Stampin' Blends markers. Okay, let's wrap our colored ribbon around and we're going to tie in a bow. I think I like this ribbon even more in the Petunia Pop than I do in the Fresh Freesia. I love purple, but I like the darker purples rather than the lighter ones most of the time. So I just think this is really pretty in Petunia Pop. There we go. Okay, trim our edges a little bit. Okay, so this piece is going to get added to the card with Stampin' Dimensionals. And because our last few pieces are getting added here with dimensionals, I think I'm going to make it on my Stampin' Seal, which is a miracle. I don't know, did I make it through the video today without forgetting anything else? That would be a gold star day for me. I always forget something when I come in here. Okay. Then I have punched a Pool Party punch with that to the point punch. This time we're going to put the points to the sides, and this is a fun little stamp that is a row of hearts. So we're going to get our Petunia Pop ink again and stamp that row of hearts along the top and along the bottom. That was not very straight. I'm going to try that again. Good thing there's two sides to the paper, right? Sometimes it's hard when you're on video to see straight over the top. So I will use that as my excuse. But I know we all do it, right? We all have trouble stamping straight sometimes, even if you're not on video. Okay, I have a small piece of white here that is 3/4 by 2 1/2. And I'm using the Happy Valentine's Day here, but like I said, you can use one of the other ones like the You Make Me Smile. Oh, and that got kind of smudgy, so I'm going to have to flip my paper again. Okay, that one was better, which is good because I don't have any more sides of my paper. Okay, so this is going to get added with dimensionals again. Now, if you want this card to be a little bit flatter, you can do some of these layers flat. They don't all have to have dimensionals. This one I would recommend using dimensionals on, though, because it's going over the ribbon, and that just makes it a little bit easier. So So there we go. We'll center that. This one I'm going to add with dimensionals too, but like I said, you can make, this would be a good one to make flat if you don't want it quite so bulky. So that gets centered, and actually you're not going to see the points of the punch on this one. All right, and then for this one, I'm going to use some of the white sequins. These are kind of iridescent, so they take on some of the tones of like the pool party in this card. And they're just shimmery and pretty. There we go. So that is our third card. All right, that one's going in an envelope too, so make sure that you are commenting to win one of the cards from today. I will probably draw winners on, my goal is Monday, so you can come back and watch from the beginning if you are joining in late. These are the 3 cards we made today. So again, if you would like the card kit this week, you can shop with me now through Tuesday, January 28th. And when you spend more than $40 before tax and shipping, you'll get the card kit for the 3 cards. If you spend more than $50, then I will double the cards. Now, I will put a shopping link in the description of the video. Please make sure you use that one because it has a host code attached to it that helps me get the cardstock and supplies with the rewards that I can use to send your card kits. And I do so much appreciate your orders. All right, now for the surprise. If you were here at the beginning, you heard me say I have a surprise. If you liked today's card class, then this is like the expansion pack. The expansion pack of these fun bee cards. As soon as I saw the Hugs for Love bundle, I knew I wanted to do a class with it in January. And when I saw the bee paper, I was like, that is what is going to go with this bundle for this class because it's just so cute. So this is an extra class that I'm offering this month, and I literally finished putting the last card together right before I came live, and that's why I was a few minutes late. The last card, I think I'm going to add a bee on this card too. I was just in such a rush to finish that I didn't quite get it done. So I will have a sign-up link in the description for this when I'm done. I have not even completely figured out what the deadline's going to be yet. It'll probably be in about 10 days to 2 weeks, but I will share that, and I will have a separate post go up later today. This class is going to be $35, and you will get supplies to make 10 cards. So I have 5 different designs. You'll get to make 2 of each, and this class includes some product. So you're going to get a half package of the Cute as Can Be Designer Series paper, and you get to cut your own paper for these cards, and then you'll have some left over. You are also going to get a full roll of the Petunia Pop ribbon that you'll use on your cards, and then a full pack of these resin dots in colors. Also, you'll use on your cards and have some left over. So these are kind of fun cards. So let me show them to you. This one is actually a square card, and then this part sticks up, but it'll still fit in a regular envelope because the base of the card is shorter. I did not use the Valentine's sentiment on any of these cards, so even though it's kind of more Valentine-y with the hearts and everything, it doesn't have to be, and they're not particularly Valentine's cards. So here's this one. This one's just a regular card. This one is more of a fun fold. Here's this one, and like I said, I think I'm going to add a bee to this one. But that one flips up like that. And then this one opens up to the center. So in the card class, you'll get to make 2 of each. So a total of 10 cards, and like I said, it will be $35 plus shipping. And then you'll have the option to add on the Hugs for Love bundle. And I used the same 3 inks that I used today for this card class: Petunia Pop, Pool Party, and Bubble Bath. And you can add those on also. Or if you want to get the card kit and then order the class, you will get to make even more cards with your bundle. Plus get some celebration rewards. So you can order the bundle and the inks and get this card class from today for free. And then you would get 6 cards from today and 10 in the class. So 16 cards is pretty awesome. All right. Hopefully that all made sense. Leave me a comment if you have a question. I plan to be back next week. And next week we're going to be using a special stamp set that you can only get in the starter kit during celebration. And it's a really pretty one. So I hope you'll join me again next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for shopping with me and choosing me as your demonstrator. I sure appreciate it. Have a great week. Bye.